Welcome to Tuesday Truth. I'm Andrew, your host, and today we're diving into the most powerful moments from this week's conversation with this week's amazing, inspiring guest. These are clips, but they're also insights that'll change how you see your own journey. So let's get right into it.
So I was the Liverpool's Bet Lynch, or whatever the one was from Rover's Return, do you know what I mean? It was Bet Lynch, wasn't it, from Rover's Return?
We needed a bar in Brookside. You'd have been good in Brookside. Do you remember Brookside?
Oh, I remember Brookside. I used to love the movie. Honestly, it seems like yesterday, doesn't it? But, and then it seemed like a million years away. But I ended up having a pub for a while. That was just an experience in itself because it was in one of the roughest areas in Liverpool. It was just
What age
like,
were you there? What age were you there?
The early 20s.
Oh, right, so you're a landlord in the early 20s.
Family personal stuff going on. My mum needed the money, so I bought it off my mum to help her out, and then I just got stuck with it, and it was just Looneyville. It was Looneyville, like they'd rob the eyeballs out your head if you weren't careful. It was rough as. I mean, like, I'd done a Halloween party once, and for all the kids in the area, because they were all just like quite deprived, and it was just sad, and there was a lot of smackheads and stuff. And while I was doing the party and I was looking after this little girl, because it was so sad, and her mum and dad was just flying off heroin, I could see it. They were downstairs robbing me safe. So I was doing this little party and they robbed me safe. But this is how stupid they were. I had me takens in a designer handbag, and it was my husband bought me the bag from Vegas. I always remember this bag, and the bag was a few £1,000s. It was a special gift from my husband at the time. I think he bought it for me for Christmas or my birthday when I bought it from when he was in Vegas. My whole week's takens within it, so there was about £3,000 in it or whatever. But the bag, I think it must have been about 2.5. The bag was worth more than the takens, put it that way. And the next day, one of the old people that come in every day, the day drinkers, they would come in and they brought me bag in from the entry outside, and they were like, I think this is yours. They took the money, and the bag was worth double than what the money was. So that's how stupid it was. They would have got more for the bag than they did from the takens. But it was just sad though, because we found out who it was, and the police went round, and there was like all like needles in the house. This little girl, I always think about her, she must have been about 6 or something, little blonde pigtails. There was feces all over the floor, and she got removed. And I think maybe that was meant to happen, because that kid what life would have she have had? You know, she probably would have been, she might have been getting sexually abused. I mean, the house was covered in shit, like physical feces. There was needles everywhere. I just think, did that happen for a reason? Because we saved that little girl's life, do you know what I mean? But that was the area that I grew up in, and that was the area that I had the pub in. But it was just constant, you know, and it was the feeling where you have to look like you're not scared, but inside you are scared. So if I can put up with all that stuff that I've told you about, running a business is like, you know, drop in the ocean compared to things that I've been through in my life. I feel like at the moment I've got to the point now where I'm just tired. I've done 2 years of madness in London, Mayfair, and building up connections on the highest, most successful entrepreneurs in the whole, so globally in the UK. Gone to one event after another, and I've got 2 years down the line now, and I'm tired, and I'm going to be coming away from all my awards. You know, I've dominated, haven't I, really? You know, I have reigns, and I've done that now, and I'm just, I don't feel like, I mean, I've got more connections coming up my ears now that I can't even make contact with, and I just feel like I just want to change my life now. I've just done a massive restructure in my organisation, and I've streamlined, and I've mothballed companies, and I'm happy. And do you know what, sad Andy? I had everything that I already didn't think I had, that I strive for. I already had it all. And so now I've streamlined everything, but I'm using what I've built in a good way. I'm just launching a global app called Succeed, and it's going to give every young person a guaranteed job placement. I've got 2 million job placements that I'm going to be launching with. It's got free interview clothing, because I'm working with Stuart Trevor. He's the founder of All Saints and Reese. And we're working with like Marks and Spencer's, Burberry, you name it, all the big fashion houses from designer to high street. And we're taking all the clothes that are going into landfill, putting a sustainability clothing line on the app, so that the young people get an AI-driven CV, which is using psychometrics. So that's on there, and that's because we've gone third party with Empower. And then they come on to choose, and it supports all the diverse young people. young people with disabilities, because all the jobs placements come up and you can see what the businesses support. So it's not like the young people are getting doors like closed in the face. It tells them how to get there, how much it'll cost to get there, the quickest route. It gives them the interview close, and also I've partnered up with the city and Gills, so there's over 3,000 courses free for young people. There's a learning management system, and I've built all this in my tech company that I'm now winding up, and my staff are amazing, but I've let a lot of the staff go, because right now it's what's best for Gill and her family for the first time, and I can still help as many people, but I do it through the app. I lost myself a little bit, to be honest with you, with ego, and you know, I just think because of my upbringing, you know, self-worth was always an issue, and I always wanted to look like I was, you know, just flying high. It was all smokes and mirrors, and I don't mind saying it, I give keynote speech on it all the time. And I opened a recruitment agency, and at the same time I opened a tech health and social care company, and I've done other things. I invested in renewable energy, and I invested in of all kinds, and do you know what, I just lost myself, and I had too much on my plate that I didn't do things well, you know, and I nearly lost everything with exceptional care, because I was using the thing that was amazing to fund everything else, and I had big staff teams, and I had big premises, and I was just like, oh, I'm the big I am, but really I was just a fool.
Was there somebody that pulled you back then into line, or did you was it self-realisation?
I nearly lost everything. So you know, I nearly lost everything. So it was the fact where I had to. COVID hit. I took me off the ball with the care. I had some bad offset inspections, and I lost a lot of money because we couldn't regenerate because of COVID. So I was hundreds of thousands of pounds a month less off, and I still had all the bills, and it comes to the point where I just shit at the fan, basically.
Did that affect your family life and your marriage?
Yeah, it affected my mental health badly as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Gill go to then mentally?
A dark place. I think, but it was a functional breakdown. It really was. But my skill set is crisis management. I don't know what's on it. It was a very dark place. I lost a lot of people on the way, and I broke. I really did. But I'm a little fighter. So
you are. That you are. But for anyone that, you know, is listening and wondering where you went mentally, what was the smart 1%ers that you began to change in your life to, I don't know, pull yourself back to the Gillian that she was before?
I was drinking too much, and
yeah,
I was going to lose everything. Do you know what I mean? I was escapism. It was hard, and don't forget I had the 4 babies, I had the 4 kids as well, and I just got to, I woke up one day and thought, just Jill needs to bring it. Yeah, you know, get a grip, get an absolute grip, because everything you've worked for, it's not over, just, you've got to fix this. So I done redundancies, and I scaled back, and I let me recruitment agency go. It was just, you know, I learned the hard way.
Sure.
But it was the hardest time in my life, but it was the best time in my life, because I remember saying to God, like, why me? I do everything for everyone, I'm a good person, and it was like one thing after another. You couldn't have hit me with any more in a short period of time, and I think he was learning me a lesson. And I'm not that religious, I believe in a higher power, I don't know what I'm saying, God, but I'm not like, don't go to church, but there's something there, we all go somewhere, we don't just die and that's the end of it. There's something, and I do believe that everything happens for a reason. And I remember thinking, why me? I'm not a bad person. And I think it was to look after me, so I was ready for what's to come, which is the good things, because I was acting like a fool. I was ego driven, I was people pleasing, I was gluttony, I was like hemorrhaging money, and I was just not appreciating that I didn't realise I weren't. And then when all this happened, it grounded me like so much. Now I'm on a weekly budget, and I do that because I keep myself grounded, and I don't go buy all the fancy things anymore. And I literally, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. It would tell you something that would tested me to where, like, I didn't even want to wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Because you really we mentioned in the first part about exceptional care, and you founded that, I think, in 2014, if I'm correct.
March 2013.
Yeah.
And then it started trading in 14.
So is that the root then of why you wanted to look after young children and really
you know what,
help them
I've
out.
always been that way, you know what I mean? Even in school, even though I was like, not said I was a bit of a pain, I was the one that stuck up. So like, stuck up for people who were getting bullied. Because I can look after myself, I've always been tall, and I didn't really give a care in the world. Like, you know, whether you were a lad or a girl, like, you say something to me, I'm not scared. So for people who were always bullied, I was always the one that'd stick up, because no one would say nothing back to me. You know what I mean? So I was always looking after people, that's who I am. And yeah, and I think like I got to a point where I was building businesses that were like financially really, you know, healthy, and I had a little space in my belly. I had this void in my belly when I was 25, I think, 26 in 2013. So the ideas keep going. And I think that's when I knew that I knew weren't about money. I told that woman where to go with the cheesy chips on the first one, who was in my business, and I told her to do one. And I was like, that's when you know that, you know, customer service weren't for me. I needed to do something to help, to make them, to bring it. It's like medicine. Honestly, to help someone's like medicine. And I think it's all come from being young and helping people. And I was always the one that if someone, an old lady on the street that needed to cross the road, I'd be the one that walks over and helps them, and when people drive by. And I've always been that person, you know, I've always helped people. And I've seen a lot in my life. I've seen a lot in my own family. I've seen things that I do, like, it's because they involve other people in my family that I wouldn't say, but there's been a lot that's gone on in my family that I've seen, that I just wanted to help people, really.
Yeah. Because, I mean, going from property to want to open exceptional care, for example, why go into that type of care and not, I don't know, another type of care?
I'll be honest with you, right? It's because I wanted to work. I wanted to have an impact on changing young people's lives, but also I lived a very good life, and it's the money and care would give me the good life. But I'd also be able to give the kids, like, my ethos was I'd never put a child in a home that I wouldn't put my own kids in. All my houses are like £800,000 homes, like they're all gated houses, you know, that the kids live in, that aren't my kids in the care home live in. They've all got brand new, at least 2 to 4 brand new cars. So it's like, and then my family's very looked after, so I got to, you know, and I'm not taking money off the kids. It's money that comes in. The staff are all fully trained to the highest levels. All my staff have got very good benefits. They have good holidays, they have good salaries, they feel valued. So it's not like I take and just live a high life. I give everyone around me a good life and good opportunities. They're all happy, but I get to sustain the life that I was living, you know, from like really successful businesses. You know, basically I'm taking money off the government, so I'm fine with that. You know, they're taking enough off us, and I'm giving back to young people and giving them I'm giving them like the best of everything. You want to see my homes, you know, they've got the best. And these young people have come from not even having a dining room table, so I'll get to do good things and as well as have a good life myself. So, and you do that in childcare, but there's too many people in the game now that are just doing it for the wrong reasons.
You said that last time, yeah. I learnt a lot. Yeah, I learnt a lot when you said that. I couldn't even imagine that happened.
It's saturated.
Say that again, sorry.
It's saturated. There's too many. They're opening care homes left, right and centre. There's not enough kids. They're putting kids in homes that are not getting the care, they're not meeting the needs. The kids are getting more emotionally traumatised through attachment breakdown, and I just feel like saying, like, they just want the money. I'm sorry for swearing. Do you know what I mean? Go and make your money some other way, not on your young person's life.
Yeah. What you just witnessed is only a snippet of our amazing conversation this week. This is what Leading Our Own Way is all about. Real stories, real transformation. If you're watching this before Wednesday, part 1 dropped yesterday and part 2 releases tomorrow. But if you're already here after Wednesday, all parts are available now. Head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and every other major platform and look for the numbers on the bottom left-hand corner of the episode's covers to start with part 1. Trust me, you don't want to miss this incredible journey.